What's up, guys? So today I wanted to start a new series on this channel, Lessons I Wish I Understood Earlier in My 20s. So I'm about to turn 25, and honestly, like, that 20 to 25 stretch has been one of the most overwhelming seasons of my life. And I really believe that, like, your early 20s, that period is, like, one of the hardest transitions anyone has to go through, because you're leaving school, stepping into adulthood, and, like, just trying to figure out who you are and what you believe in and what you're even called to do. And you're doing all that while watching everyone else's life unfold at the same time. So for this first video in this series, I wanted to talk about comparison, because I believe comparison is like one of those biggest mindset traps we all can fall into during this season of our life. And we compare like progress, our timelines, our relationships, even our careers, and especially now with like social media, we have like access to everyone's highlight reel at our fingertips really all day long. And so when you constantly like see people like your age getting married and like starting families and buying homes, like landing and even landing dream jobs, it creates pressure, especially when it's also people you grew up with or went to high school with, and it makes you feel like you're behind, like you missed something, like you're basically failing at life. And scripture speaks directly to this, actually. For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder in every vile practice. James 3:16. Comparison doesn't bring motivation. It brings disorder, anxiety, depression, confusion, and it makes you look at people the wrong way as well. Because I've watched friends, get married at 22, land full-time careers, move into their own places, all in the same year, pretty much. And meanwhile, I'm still at home, still trying to figure out my career path, and like just feeling like I completely wasted my life. And if I'm being honest, there were moments where I didn't even like want to try anymore, because that comparison, it had convinced me that I was already too far behind. And instead I kind of became envious of those people and jealous that I wasn't where they were, when you should be cheering those people on. You should be happy for them. And that mindset can paralyze you. And comparison kills contentment. Now, I also have to own something myself, because part of why I felt stuck was because I was just surviving for a while instead of intentionally trying to grow. I wasn't taking the steps I needed to take, and that anxiety and that depression started to compound until I basically just felt frozen. Like last year was one of the hardest seasons of my life, and that's the point where I realized if I don't start taking intentional steps forward, I'm going to feel this way forever. But here's the shift that changed everything for me. We all have our different paths, our different timelines that we need to fulfill to basically become the person that we need to become. And sometimes God allows detours, not to delay you, but to develop you. The heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. Proverbs 16:9. Detours build character. They expose weakness. They prepare you for what's coming next. And so a setback isn't lost time, it's the groundwork. Some foundations, they take longer to pour, but that doesn't mean you're behind. It means God is building something that can actually hold what he's about to give you. Otherwise, if you were to just like jump into it, just one little storm would blow it all away. And there's a moment in scripture that is very telling, I think, of this topic, where Peter asked Jesus about John's future, basically saying, "What about him?" And Jesus responds, "If it is my will that he will remain until I come, what is that to you? You follow me." John 21:22. That line hits hard, because Jesus doesn't shame Peter, but he redirects him. He redirects him away from comparing himself to John and worrying about what he's got going on over there. And instead, Jesus teaches him to focus on what really matters, and that's just following Christ. Stop looking sideways. Stop measuring your life against someone else's calling. Follow me, he is saying. Because Comparison distracted Peter from his own mission, and it does the same to all of us. Here's the truth that nobody really tells you: the people you think are ahead of you, that they all still struggle. Just because they look perfect on social media doesn't mean it's all, rainbows and sunshines, because behind the scenes they still doubt, they still compare themselves to someone else too. Because comparison it's a cycle that never ends, because there will always be someone with more money, more success, more influence, or a bigger platform than you. Whoever loves money never has enough. Ecclesiastes 5:10. If your peace depends on being ahead of someone else or having more money, you'll never have peace. The core truth I hope you guys get from this message is that there is no one ahead of you. There is only you walking the path God designed for you, because we all have our own callings and gifts that God intends to use in beautiful ways, and that also means all of our journeys will be different because of that. Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another. Galatians 5:26. Your job isn't to become like someone else or outrun someone else. Your job is to be faithful with where God has you right now, with what He has given you right now. And if you're in a slow season, if you feel behind, if you're watching everyone else move forward while you feel stuck, you need to remember you're not failing. You're being formed and you're being shaped. Being confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. Stop comparing, start following. Because at the end of the day, peace doesn't come from keeping up. It comes from walking with God, and He is the only person you will ever have to follow. If you guys made it this far, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more faith-based content coming weekly, where I want to talk about, feeling behind in life and also God's timing, because I know that this comparison topic doesn't really exist on its own right. So hopefully we'll get more into that in the next video. But if this helps somebody today, I thank you guys, and please subscribe, follow on whatever you're watching this on, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thanks, guys.